What's up, lemons? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing an exhaust install on this 2013 G63. Now, of course, we got the P1 set up like we always do. So we're loosening some of the bolts right now, trying to just get them lubricated. This car kind of lived in Ohio its whole life, so it's got a little bit of rust. I don't want to snap any of the bolts or anything like that. Now, obviously, P1 Motorsports exhaust system. So we got our downpipes here, and we got our valved exhaust as well with the P1 kit here. And then we went ahead and got these tips as well, just to kind of make it look a little nicer instead of just having, these tips sticking out like that. Kind of just give it a little bit more class. So we're gonna get this thing installed here pretty soon. Just gotta get these completely out of the vehicle. Now, I haven't worked on the G-Wagon before. It'll be a first one for me, but it doesn't seem too bad. Can't really see, but it kind of ends right around there. Same thing on this side. Let's see if we can get a better view from here. Two bolts right on either side there. The other side's got that little shield as well. That's probably gonna be in the way. So I'm gonna try to get these out first and then at least loosened. That way I know I can take this exhaust half out easier. I don't want to break anything beforehand and then have to restart. So disconnect the O2 there. On this side, because you can't really, you can probably get a wrench in there, but I just followed the wire back. You can see the disconnection there. And then this one connects right in there. So we get a better angle at it. Right there. So disconnect all that. Then you have the little bracket here. Just pushes up against the chassis, and then you got a bolt that holds in the actual exhaust there. I'm not gonna worry about taking this apart. It's gonna completely just explode on me. So we're just gonna pull it out of the hangers. 1, 2. I think that's the only hangers that it's got right there. And then this is gonna be pretty heavy, so we're gonna set it down as easy as we can, just here on the lift, and then we'll move it out from there. Now we got both sides of the exhaust out. We got the passenger side already in. For this, I would say it's got a bracket that sits around it. Got to take it out of the bracket, just put a screwdriver, a flathead on either side, pop it out, pull this down as much as you can, and then it's got a little clip you push back, pull the sensor out. Now I got to take out the two sensors from there. If I can give you a better idea of where we found this at. Get all these lights out the way. The sensor is right there, and it does come down just, nope, actually it doesn't come down any more than that, but the other one does, since it's just attached to this and then attached to the downpipe. But you can see the little bracket that it sits on right around there. So you just pop it out of there, pull everything out, got the 2 bolts right there. You got, again, the 1 bolt here that goes to the chassis, and this is just a little mount that goes into a rubber slot. Easiest way I found was to take these out, and then the exhaust comes with it, and then just put these back in. So when you put the exhaust in, you just throw them in the hole, and you saw in the other clip I was using a hammer to kind of hit them forward to get those flanges or little connector pieces back in there. So these are the exhaust tips that we got for the car, but we're not going to put them on. Don't really want to mess with it right now just because it doesn't really seem like there's a bracket for it with that exhaust tip kit. But this is the finished product. Everything's already in. Sensors are plugged in. Everything's tightened down over there. See the welds, of course, like we always show with the P1. Everything's super solid on these. Now this is a valved kit. We didn't install it just yet. The owner was kind of debating if they wanted to put the valves on or not. Now I think when we don't install this system, it's going to run closed because it needs that pressure to open up the other actual valves to make it louder. So we're going to test everything right now and see what it sounds like. Just right now checking to see if there's any exhaust sinks when we turn it on. So now we're going to get a cold start with the new P1 Motorsports exhaust on. So let's see what it sounds like. Now we're just gonna drive around, windows down first in comfort mode. Got a little bit of burble in there. Switch it over to sport. Doesn't do anything with the exhaust just because, like we said, we don't have the valve set up, so it's already on its loudest setting, and I thought we were originally going to be on the low setting, but just makes the motor get a little bit more burble. Now go windows up so we can see how, how much sound deadening the G-Wagon actually has. So this is what you hear when you're inside the cabin. Windows all the way up. I think we definitely need to install the system for the valve so we can run it closed, because it's quiet inside, but you're definitely going to be able to get heard around the neighborhood, probably around the city, to be honest. Windows down, or excuse me, windows up. Now we'll go windows down. And it's a lot louder with the windows down, just because obviously the pipes come out to the side of the car instead of behind it. So definitely just gonna rattle the inside a little bit more, but definitely hear those turbos a lot more now. Now we're gonna do some flybys, kind of give you an idea, maybe do a launch 1 or 2 times. But obviously, again, it's super loud. So once we get the valves going, it'll obviously sound a lot quieter because it'll shut down a little bit. We won't have as all 4 exhaust tips open up. Basically, it'll run back through the muffler and be quieter. But right now, as it is, we're gonna run it with just how we installed it. We're gonna go down the street here, we'll come back so you guys can kind of get a better idea of what it sounds like outside.